Hello, my name is Serrano Keith Baldew, and welcome to Texas Justice Review. We do not give legal advice, but we just want to make sure you understand some of the laws and get a little entertainment in the process. So, you want to find out, can you sue a lawyer that takes up a case with somebody else against you? You get a lawsuit in the mail, and you're being sued. And you're like, what the heck? And so we went through emotional stuff in some of my other videos. How do you deal with this stuff? When you get a lawsuit, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just relax. And just, it's not the lawyer and the other person you got to deal with. You got to deal with the judge. We got another video coming out about the judges. So in this video, we want to talk about you getting sued by a lawyer and you know that what they're doing is wrong. You know it's illegal for them to file this lawsuit because you really did anything wrong. Whatever is happening is yours. You own it. It's you didn't do anything wrong. So I'm a victim currently of that. Didn't do anything wrong. Got a lawsuit in the mail. They failed to state a cause of action on which remedy can be administered to them, and they put my life through a miserable hell. And so I learned a lot of laws I'm sharing with you into the judicial system. So here's the thing. A lawyer takes up a case. First of all, in Texas, and you can look in your own state, lawyers are forbidden from filing frivolous lawsuits. Yeah. Laws are not followed. And that's why people don't know this. A lawyer cannot file a frivolous claim against you. Neither can the lawyer defend a frivolous claims. So lawyers are forbidden from taking up cases that are frivolous. So let's just say they did take up a case. And during the course of the case, they started committing all these malicious acts against you. Harassment, intimidation, fraud, defamation. They started lying and hiding money and encouraging their clients to break all the law. Let's just say the lawyer is doing that instead of saying, hey, you know what? Let's say family court. It's 50-50. She gets the car that's $65,000. You get the car that's $2,700. Yeah, right? Happened to me. And there's 4 cats. We'll take 2 and give it to the parents. Illegal, because you can't take property or anything and give it to anyone to hold it. So you can just minimize what's going on in a courtroom. So all these things happened. And I'm trying to figure out, can you sue this lawyer for this? Because the judge was if you're pro se, and I was pro se. If you're pro se, now as a publisher, I know a lot about laws. I know about politics, laws, and all that kind of stuff. I know how corrupted the judicial system is. I know how judges help lawyers. When they see you pro se by yourself, they will screw you over. Judges do not care about pro se people. Even if you have the truth and you open it up and you said, Your Honor, you see, all the stuff here is missing. It's gone. It's like $800,000, now $1 million missing. Where is it, Your Honor? So the other side is going to say, oh no, before they do that, they've got to present it in such a way, like it has to be presented like this, and they have to turn their shoulders like this, and they have to, whatever. This is the truth. And the judicial system makes it very difficult. And lawyers know the tricks and how to stop the truth from being heard. And long as they can pick the judge, manipulate the judge. In my case, the lawyers were sending all kind of Facebook page to the judge to anger him. And eventually he became angered. And most of his ruling was not based on law or family chapter code or standing orders. It was based on his personal, give her everything. Yeah, she gets the cat. She gets everything. And the lawyer was responsible for all of these manipulations. So the code is, can you sue a lawyer? And it says, yes, you can sue an attorney for fraud in district court. And just remember, don't do a counter complaint if it's family, one of those other courts, because the judge is already on their side if you're pro se or a new attorney. You got to go to district court because district court has a different set of laws that family court cannot molest. District court rules the civil code of procedures. There's family code of procedures and civil code of procedures. Family, that's why when you file a case, they look at it. If it's a family court case, it goes family law. Civil court case goes to civil law. So when you sue the lawyer for fraud, they put it in the system and they send it to the civil judges. So what's going to happen is the judge is going to say 2 things. I have immunity. I can't be sued. I can do whatever I want. And the law says, no, you can't. If you're trying to defraud this person, if you're trying to embezzle, if you're trying to harm, harass, intimidate, if you're trying to do all this kind of fraud, they can sue you. And you need to have known that before you committed these acts. So you and if you're pro se, you can't pay for it. It's $350. You go, every state in the country of the United States has an indigent person application. Indigent, I think. Go to the clerk and says, I want to sue this lawyer. It's $350. I've got I'm an indigent, I think that's the word, person. And they're going to give you an application. You fill it out, your finances, waive the $350 right there. So now you file your complaint, go online, you got all these AI stuff to teach you how to do that, find the right laws, add it in there, quote the laws that the lawyer violated. In the disciplinary rules, every state has a bar association that has rules. Every state has a ethics complaint board. And so you get into that, and every state has the civil code of procedures. And within that, it will tell you what a lawyer can or cannot do. And then so you take what they've done to you, you put it in a fraud application, harassment application, whatever your application may be, and say this was outside the scope of the lawyer's application for her client. This was specifically to target me, harass me, intimidate me, defraud me, commit theft against me, breach the fiduciary duty. So once you start looking up, you see all that other stuff. Now, so I'm going to read something for you. There's fraudulent documents. If they presented fraudulent document that happened to me, falsifying records. I did an application. There was $800,000 missing 3 months before the divorce, so it actually is $1 million something now. And I did an audit to find that money. They blocked the audit, and it shows why are you blocking an audit for $800,000? Because they didn't want the court to see it. So that's an admission right there. So what's going to happen to the lawyers? They're not going to want to respond to you because they're going to be high and mighty on their immunity stuff. And when somebody does not respond to a lawsuit, it means I admit this happens, but I'm just not going to agree with it. Respond to it. So they basically agree that this is happening, and there's case laws to support that. They agreed, hey, yeah, you got me, but I have immunity. And the judge is like, no, you don't have immunity. If you commit the fraud, and if you commit the harassment, if you commit all this kind of stuff against them, the intimidation, if you whatever you quoted, and I quoted about 22 things, and this lawyer decided, I'm not going to listen to that. I'm not going to listen to this judge. Meanwhile, the judge set a case for trial on her, and she's still back there in family court, all kind of filings. But yet in district court, with a different kind of lawyers, she refused to even give discovery, do nothing. And so now she's in a default, and I'll explain about that case. The woman's name is Victoria G. Warner, and we're going to mention that another thing, what happened to this judge. So she got hit with a lot of $5-point-something million in total liquidated, I think, assets. I didn't want to do, even though I had a lot of medical problems, bills, I was told, if you put that in there, the judge is going to want to just put it in there and leave it to $5 million. Once you put it in, you ask for punitive damages and emotional stress, the judge is going to call you in, and you're already stressed out, so just leave it to liquidate assets. There's unliquidated assets and liquidated assets. I think mine was liquidated, where there's really no hearing. The judge looks at that, looks at your evidence, it applies here, boom, signs that order. Once they get a decree of something against you from their favorite judge, even though it's wrong and it's illegal, because what they did, they added a clause that says I can't sue them for the crimes that they committed. So I can't sue them so they're going to do that. Can't sue them in district court, which is illegal, because family court or any other court has no rights to tell district court what to do. So most of this will be done by a pro se person. And yes, do it. This is not legal advice. It's just my opinion that if you, like me, I was struggling with this, and I learned the laws. I'm a publisher for almost 2 decades, so I know I can implement this to protect myself, to seek the damages that happened to me and restore my sense of life and health and mentality. And I'm going to tell you what happens to that case in the future. But yes, if you feel a lawyer has violated your rights, you have a right to sue and get damages for it, and then add the clients separately in a separate lawsuit. Don't do it together, separately. This is Serrano. Don't forget to share, like, and follow. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.